дошли. Надявам се, че днешният урок ще провокира във вас мисли, които ще бъдат от полза, защото темата на нашия урок е зелена енергия и тъй като в момента в много държави по света не само хората, които се занимават с наука, изследват такива случаи, в които да се потърсят други източници на електрична енергия, а не само тези, които са изкопаеми с горива. Така че, надявам се урока да бъде интересен и всичките тези неща, които ще представим в този час, ще бъдат, освен основните източници, ще има и алтернативни източници, които наистина предизвикват голям интерес и да се надявам, че на хората, които ще гледат този урок, също ще ви бъде интересно. И така, всички ние, всички хора на планетата, можем да участваме в еволюцията на енергията. Как? Като осигурим бъдещето, силим бъдещето на енергията и това става, ако наистина всички заедно това нещо поправим. Провокирани от това, че глобалното затопляне влияе върху природата, върху климата, върху водите, върху почвата. Учените в цял свят търсят други източници на енергия. Идеята е да се създаде навсякъде така нареченото поле, зелено поле, екологично, в което да бъдат позиционирани такива, примерно малки водно-електрически централи, примерно съоръжения, които биомаса да обработват, имам предвид сламата, дървения материал. По същия начин, примерно сметищния газ, т.е. да се използва тази енергия, която се отделя от отпадъците при изгаряне и при обработка. Освен това, слънчевата енергия, например, геотермалната енергия. Всичките тези източници са за предпочитане по няколко причини. Преди всичко, заради това, че при използването им няма вредни емисии, като например отделянето на серен диоксид, отделяне на въглероден диоксид, на азотен оксид, на живак, на твърди частици, твърди вещества, които виждаме и сме свидетели на това, какви поражения нанасят не само върху въздуха, но и върху природата въобще, т.е. върху почвата, върху водите и така нататък. Ако трябва обаче да се замислим какви са екологичните ползи от използването на такива източници, така наречените възобновяеми източници, можем така със сигурност да твърдим, че няма ги тези вредни емисии, за които преди малко споменах, и по тази причина можем да сме сигурни, че няма да има и отравяне с живак, няма да има този смог, който наблюдаваме в големите градове, няма да има тези киселинни дъждове, за които в последните години много се говори и всичко ще бъде доста по-прецизирано и сведено до минимум по отношение на отделянето на тези вредни вещества. Освен това, можем още да кажем като екологична полза от използването им и факта, че ние можем да ползваме тези ресурси непрекъснато, т.е. те не могат да се изчерпат никога, за разлика от тези изкопаемите горива, които наистина се ползват до този момент. Освен това, можем да твърдим, че по този начин ние подсигуряваме на бъдещото поколение и въобще на планетата едно по-красиво място за живеене, по-спокойно, по-чисто, по-здравословно и така нататък. По отношение на икономическите ползи, можем да твърдим, че преди всичко се използват ресурсите на местна територия, т.е. използват се в варианта, в който наистина ние ги намираме и можем да ги използваме. Тук се спестяват, разбира се, много средства по отношение на доставка и на производство и още можем да твърдим, че по този начин се работи върху трудовата заетост в конкретните държави, т.е. доста такива зелени работни места се оползотворяват и се използват от местно население. Така че ползите са много, но ние сега ще се спрем в този час на всяка една от енергиите с нейните специфики. Ще говорим за вятърна енергия, ще говорим за слънчева енергия, ще говорим за геотермална енергия и другите неща, които в плюс като любопитни факти ще ги споменем. И за това съм абсолютно сигурна, че наистина освен от вас ще провокира мисленето и у всички хора, които наблюдават нашия урок.
This is my presentation about sun or solar energy, made by Victor I from 25th Primary School, Dr. Petr Baron, Sofia, Bulgaria. What is solar energy? The sun is the closest star to the Earth. Even at a distance of 150 million kilometers, its gravitational pull holds the planet in orbit. Light and heat, or solar energy, are needed to make it possible for life to exist on Earth. Plants need sunlight to grow. Animals, including humans, need plants for food and the oxygen they produce. Without heat from the sun, the Earth would freeze. There would be no winds, ocean currents, or clouds to transport water. Solar energy has existed as long as the sun, for about 5 billion years. While people have not been around that long, they have been using solar energies in many ways for lots of years. The sun provides us with natural light during the day. In doing so, it sends individual particles of light known as photons. Each photon contains energy, and that energy fuels the Earth in various ways. During any given hour, the Earth receives enough solar energy for about a year. The sun, like any other star, is basically one big nuclear reactor. There are nuclear fusion reactions happening in the sun's core at all given times, producing huge amount of energies that radiate out into space in the form of light and heat. Large quantities of the solar radiation ultimately reach Earth's surface. Solar power can be collected via a technology called photovoltaics. Then it will change sunlight directly into electricity that can be used to supply power to a home or a business. Generally, solar power works by collecting energy from the sun into power. Since it comes from the sun, solar energy is inexhaustible and renewable. Harnessed using panels and mirrors, the amount of solar radiation hitting an Earth over a 3-day period is equivalent to the energy stored in all fossil energy sources. Solar power is used in two forms, thermal and photovoltaic. The first concentrates sunlight, converts it into heat, and applies it to the steam generator or engine to be converted into electricity in order to heat water, generate electricity, or etc. Electricity is generated when the heated fluid drives turbines or other machinery. The second form of solar power produces electricity directly without moving parts. The photovoltaic system is composed of cells that are made of silicon. Power is produced when sunlight strikes the semiconductor material and creates an electric current. Cells wired together form a module, and modules wired together form a panel. A group of panels is called an array, and a group of arrays is called an array field. Solar cells convert sunlight directly into electricity. The amount of power generated by each cell is very low. Therefore, large numbers of cells must be gathered together, like the panels mounted on the roof of a house, to generate enough power. The first solar cell was constructed in the 1880s. The earliest major application was in the American satellite Vanguard 1, launched in 1958. A radio transmitter powered by solar cells operated for about 7 years. One using conventional batteries lasted only 20 days. Since then, solar cells have become the established power source for satellites, including those used in the telecommunications history. On Earth, solar cells are used for everything, from calculators and watches, to homes, commercial buildings, and even stadiums. Photovoltaic solar cells convert sunlight directly into electricity, called the photovoltaic effect, by which certain materials are able to absorb photons and liberate electrons, generating an electric current. Photovoltaic power even has advantages over wind power, hydropower, and solar thermal power. The latter three require turbines with moving parts that are noisy and require maintenance. Photovoltaic cells, also known as solar panels, harness light energy from the sun to generate electricity. The solar panel contains two layers of silicon, one positively charged and one negatively charged. When light energy from the sun hits the wafer, the electrons in the silicon layer are loose. As they become loose, they are set in motion by an electric field around the wafer. The current created is the thing that powers electric appliances. What are the benefits of solar energy? Solar energy offers many benefits that make it one of the most promising energy forms. It is renewable, non-polluting, and available planet-wide. Solar energy is also useful for generating electricity on a large scale. Solar modules are relatively easy to maintain, and the low cost of photovoltaic cells explains the favorable outlook for the solar technology. Solar plants also do not produce polluting gases and are silent. As I mentioned before, some of the benefits are that it's renewable, inexhaustible, non-polluting, it avoids global warming, reduces use of fossil fuels and energy imports, it generates local wealth and jobs, contributes to sustainable development, it's modular and very versatile, adaptable to different situations, and it can be applied alike for large-scale electricity generation and on a small scale in areas isolated from the network. My conclusion is that fossil fuels such as oil, coal, and natural gas currently produce most of our electric and engine power. They also produce almost all of our pollution, plus they are non-renewable, meaning there is a limited supply. The sun, on the other hand, offers free and clean energy in abundance. In fact, it gives much more energy than we could ever use. The only question is how and when we will use it, possibly use it. The only question, solar energy is definitely considered a growing industry both for residential and commercial use. It's gaining in popularity largely thanks to the falling prices of solar panel installations, combined with the growing desire among homeowners to reduce their utility bills and their carbon footprints. Aggressive government programs and private support for renewable energy generation will encourage successful integration of solar panels to meet environmental and economic targets. Thank you for your attention, and I hope that this presentation was useful and interesting.
I'm a 7th grader student. I'm from Bulgaria, and today I'm going to be talking about wind energy. Now, what exactly is wind? Wind is caused when the Earth's surface is heated unevenly by the sun. Because the Earth's surface is made up of different types of land and water, it absorbs the sun's heat at different rates. One example of this uneven heating is the daily wind cycle. On this photo, we can see how uneven heating of water and land causes wind. So, like I said, the land and water absorbs heat in different ways. The air, which is over the land, heats up faster than the water and raises. And the cool air, which is over the water, moves in. And this motion of air is actually the wind. Wind power. Wind power, or wind energy, describes the process by which the wind is used to generate mechanical power or electricity. People knew how to use the wind power as early as 5000 before Christ. For example, people used wind energy to propel boats along the Nile River. Windmills have been used for over 800 years to pump water and grind wheat into flour. Wind is a clean, free, and readily available renewable energy source. Each day around the world, wind turbines are capturing the wind's power and converting it into electricity. The use of wind power to generate electricity is more environment friendly than other sources of energy. Wind is used to produce electricity by converting the kinetic energy of air in motion into electricity. How the wind turbine works. Wind turbines operate on a simple principle. The wind turns the blades, which are connected to a rotor. The rotor powers a generator, and voila! The three main parts parts of wind turbines are giant blades plus rotor, which is equals turbine. Good places for turbines are where the annual average wind speed is at least 4 meters per second for a small wind turbine and 5.8 meters per second for an industrial scale turbine. Preferred locations to place the wind turbines are rounded hills, open plains, and water and mountain gaps that funnel and intensify wind. Depending on where the wind turbines farms are, they are onshore and offshore. Land-based wind energy, also known as onshore wind farms, wind turbines can be used as standalone applications. A large number of wind turbines can be built close together from a wind plant to form a wind plant, also known as wind farm. Several electricity providers today use wind plants to supply power to their customers. Offshore wind farms. They're located in seas and oceans. Offshore wind farms generate electricity from wind blowing across the sea. They are considered more efficient than onshore wind farms thanks to the higher speed of winds and also because they are located far away from human population. Wind energy in the environment. Wind is a renewable energy source. Overall, using wind to produce energy has fewer effects on the environment than many other energy sources. Wind turbines do not release emissions that can pollute the air or water, and they do not require water for cooling. And now I will mention here a few effects on the environment from wind turbines and wind farms. So, wind turbines installations may visually affect the landscape. In my opinion, transportation and installation challenges the most because the wind turbines are very heavy and very large. Although most of the materials used to make wind turbines can be reused or recycled, turbine blades, as most are currently made or constructed, cannot be recycled. Also, the wind turbines are very noisy and they cause birds and bats death. I hope you learned something from this lesson.
Hello, my name is Milen and I'm going to talk about the geothermal energy. What is geothermal energy? Geothermal energy is thermal energy from the Earth's core. It is ecologic and does not pollute. This energy can be extracted from hot springs or volcanic eruptions. Geothermal energy is widely used in Iceland. This is because Iceland is located between two tectonic plates. Another interesting fact for geothermal energy is that we only use 7% of it. We use it from cooling, heating, to produce electricity, and to heat water. What is geothermal power? Geothermal power is electric power generated from geothermal energy. The Earth's crust acts as thin insulated blanket. It must be pierced by fluid conduits of magma, water, or other to receive the heat underneath. How it functions? The heat must be carried to the surface by fluid circulation through magma conduits, oil wells, or drill water wells. In this slide, I would like to explain how the geothermal power station works. The developers bought two hoses. In one of them, they make pressure with water, and this water comes up as a gas and rotates a turbine. This turbine generates electricity for us. How much does it cost? The biggest problem with geothermal energy is that it's really expensive. The most expensive thing is that the most expensive things is to drill a hole. Only 4 kilometers cost tens of millions of dollars. For that reason, the holes are are not deeper than 3 kilometers. The deeper hole is in Russia and it's cost over $200 million. Thank you for your opinion.